Prepare your pitchforks because Kaze is going to cost 5,500 credits or 999 gems. Absolutely nobody is going to be happy about this, but at that cost we have one of the most fundamentally wild and wacky brawlers this game has ever seen. 2 forms, 4 gadgets technically, and 4 star powers, and 2 hypercharges. What is going on? Even at power 1, she will have a gadget, but the gadget will only change her forms, and it's always going to be like 6 or 7 seconds cooldown. But once you unlock the actual gadget itself, whichever one that might be, it basically keeps the cooldown, but when you switch forms, it does something depending on which form you're switching to. I'm gonna call this a dashy form. So the dashy form is basically Mortis mixed with Shade, mixed with, I don't even know. Your attack reticle has this weird thing on it. That's a critical strike zone, and you want to hit that little cone zone because otherwise your attack will not do that much damage. Right here, it's doing 1,500 and the cone stays there. So I can attack as many times as I want. The cone will not move. If I hit the cone, I do double damage and then the cone moves. This brawler is obviously going to have some kind of skill cap to her after she gets nerfed. So yeah, every time that you hit the crit, it basically moves it. So it'll just continue in that cycle. It's not RNG from what I can see. It just keeps on going around in a circle. So aiming your attacks might be necessary unless auto aim just works like this, like it does on the robot. Like most of the time, the crit does hit the robot on its own. So we'll see about that. I guess I could test it on this robot. He's a lot smaller. So let's auto aim. That hit the crit. That hit the crit. Her super in this form, which I'll have to show you a different POV in a minute, but it basically blinds you from seeing anything outside of that circle if you're the enemy inside of it. And if you reach the edges, you can see right here that you take 1,300 damage per tick. So whether you're entering it or leaving it, you will take a bunch of damage. It doesn't last that long, but I could see it being really good in a lot of different modes. Now switching forms, we have her ninja form. So in this one, she pretty much turns into Cordelius with her main attack. Does it do more damage up close? It does. Wow. So keep that in mind. It's kind of got the Piper and Leon thing. You got to get closer to deal more damage. And if you're curious of how you could get closer, well, you got a super that does this. It's pretty much a Fang kick, but you just go straight through everybody. And after a few seconds, everybody hit gets marked and they die. So I'll show you again right here. I'll just do the top row. After a few seconds, they all explode. It's a pretty cool super. I like it. And with the star power, that's why they're all exploding, by the way. Otherwise, it would only damage the people that actually got marked. But since they're dying with the star power, it's doing splash damage. Now, in the Hypercharge, all it really does is add more damage. And I think you dash faster, and it immediately does damage. So as long as it's going to kill them, it immediately does damage, I should say. So yeah, I mean, pretty cool. I think this form is my favorite, but obviously I will be switching between them in every game. Now we have the star powers. This is all dependent on which mode you're in. You can read them right here. I'll give you a few seconds to do that, but then I'm actually going to go in and show you what they do in action. And you guys already saw that second one on the right. I just showed it to you, so it's pretty self-explanatory. So yeah, according to Supercell, once per year, we will be getting a brawler that's this ridiculous and this expensive. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing for the longevity of the game. I do like the complexity a lot. That's my favorite part. The price, however, I'm not sure if that's going to be sustainable. We'll have to wait and see about that. But first star power, I just showed you the other ones, so I'll just show you this real quick. If you hit the crit zone in this form, they get slowed for a few seconds. Pretty cool. Much like a lot of other star powers we've seen recently, nothing too crazy. Yeah, I guess you could like permanently slow them. Yeah, auto aiming works almost every single... Not anymore. It depends on which way they're walking. Okay, so right now it's on the top. So if he's walking left, when my crit zone is on the top, it seems like auto aim doesn't work. I'm just gonna try it again. Let's just do this. Yeah, he's walking left. What if he walks up? Okay, so if he's walking up, then it works. What if he's walking right? Will that hit him? It did. This is so weird. It seems like auto aim is really weird. It really depends on the direction that the enemy's walking. So I think you're probably better off aiming. The other star power, of course, has 2 abilities. I can remove ammo from people caught in the fan storm. And the other star power looks like it would affect every gadget ability, but there's only 2 gadget abilities that it can even affect. What I want to see is if I use my ammo, does it steal their ammo and give it to me? Or does it just take their ammo away? So I'm just going to throw that and... yeah, I don't think it gives me their ammo. It just takes their ammo away. I'm just going to quickly show you what it looks like when she takes your ammo. So yeah, 1 ammo bar is gone. That's about it. Honestly, really depends on the brawler that you're fighting. I don't think this star power is going to be as good. While I'm at it, I might as well show you what happens when you're in the super. You just saw it, but like, what if you walk in and out of the super? So boom, you take damage. What if you go back in? Yeah, same thing. So reverse Sandy super, pretty cool. I might as well do another test right now. How easily can she kill a brawler like Frank? Because I don't think it's going to be that easy. I think that she's one of those brawlers that would thrive against squishy enemies. So I'm just going to beat Frank up a little bit with her main attack, and then let's see if he can just kill her. Oh wait, no, she won, kind of. But in a normal situation, this is obviously not how a fight would go, so it's really up in the air. Now we're at low HP, and my gadget should give me like 30-ish% of my max HP when I switch to my other form, so let's see about that. Okay, never mind, I got a movement speed boost. So switching to this form gives you the movement speed, and switching back with the star power gives you HP. Okay, there we go. So let's see for how long we're running. I mean, yeah, that's a pretty long time. Time to do some science. What happens if I take Carl's ammo away? Sometimes we have glitches like this where he gets 2 axes or he will permanently have no ammo. So let's take his ammo away and he gets his ammo. So that's good. Oh, you can't even see your pickaxe when it goes out there. Wow. All right, well, what happens if you throw the pickaxe and then you get hit by it? Nothing. That star power is pretty much useless against a brawler like Carl. And now, in case you were wondering, we can test Lumi real quick. Pretty sure she got fixed in the last update, so she could still pull everything in. She could still shoot. Yeah, she works, so that's cool. Even if she already has both out and then you try to pull them back in, like, the ammo reduction does nothing now. That's a lot better than being utterly useless. Now on to the other gadget. I still have the other star power on that increases the duration, but I believe when I'm going from this form into the ninja form, I should do a dash, which should not get affected by the star power. So let's see. Okay, I turned invisible. Never mind. I think it's going to be 3 seconds because it's increased by 50% and it's originally 2 seconds. Now I should do a dash. Pretty sure that's unaffected by the star power. You could change forms relatively quickly. Like in the middle of a fight like this, you can kind of just rip it out. I think she's going to be a lot of fun. I can show you the dash again real quick. There it is. And this does mean that yes, she has a Leon super every 12 seconds while being able to do everything else that you're seeing here, bro. Like, she's gonna be so broken. Also, by the way, just so then you know, the dash doesn't do anything besides dash. This is the most all over the place brawler showcase I've ever done. There's just so much going on, bro. And I'm not sure which star power I would even want to go with. The ability to slow somebody forever is pretty cool. It might also make hitting crit shots a lot better. So I think for that reason, I would go with the first star power. Splash damage is also kind of cool, but I'm not sure how often you're going to kill somebody with the mark. I mean, if you're good, you might do it all the time. Let's be real. It's like 3,000 damage. I don't think that the 34% ammo reduction is going to be that useful. It will be against like certain brawlers who have slow reload speeds, but otherwise not that much. And the 50% increase duration of gadget effects is good, but it only affects one of the abilities from each gadget, because one of them dashes, that's not going to be affected, and the other one heals you, which is also unaffected. So you're either increasing the movement speed for like a second, or you're increasing the invisibility by pretty much a second as well. So if you want an extra second on both gadgets, then you should choose this one, but otherwise I would probably go with advanced techniques. I think the choice between the gadgets is the bigger question here. Do you want a dash and invisibility, or do you want movement speed and HP? 30% max HP is a pretty big health boost. Movement speed is also useful, but bro, invisibility every 12 seconds, like, I'm not sure. I could see the invisibility being really useful in bushy maps. So in certain maps, I could see this one being chosen all the time, but in most other situations, I think I would rather go with Gracious Host, because the heal is obviously really good. That's like a couple thousand HP every 12 seconds, and the movement speed 30% for 2.5 seconds every 12 seconds as well is going to be really useful. So overall, yeah, she's going to be a really broken brawler, and I don't know how they're possibly going to balance her, but I really hope that her expensive price point doesn't just mean that she has to be the best brawler in the entire game. That could be the direction they're going with this game, which is basically the direction that Clash Royale took, that made everybody hate their game, and that's not a good direction to take. I could see a world where Ultra Legendary gets deleted within the next year. They can keep the brawler the same, but they don't need the rarity, because these days all rarity changes is how expensive they are to buy from the shop, how expensive they are to get for credits, or the off chance that you'll get them from like a star drop, which is rare in the first place anyways. So I guess pulling an Ultra Legendary from a drop would be insanely cool, but it's barely ever gonna happen. Guys, I'm gonna call it, within the next few years, they're gonna remove rarities completely. But that is Kaze, the most wild brawler introduction I have ever done. Let me know what you guys think, and I will see you later. waifu.